Hey folks, it's still Sunday, and now we're talking about 11:30 a.m. and XRP's at about $3.13. No big deal. It's just gonna kind of hover there. I don't think there's gonna be any reason for it to do much more than that this weekend. But there's a huge catalyst that was discussed over here on the Paul Barron Network with, I think this guy's name is Sal Gilberti. He's the head of Xrp, which is a company that has an XRP derivatives ETF. So they don't exactly hold XRP itself, but it is their most successful ETF ever. And Paul asks Sal over here what he thinks of all the things going on with XRP is the biggest catalyst in his mind. And Sal mentioned something that I don't think a lot of us have considered. I know that I wasn't really thinking much about that before I heard him say it the way he said it. He says, what if Ripple, because many of you don't know, Ripple filed for a bank charter with the OCC, the Office or the Comptroller of, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, which is where you file for that bank charter. But they've also applied for a Federal Reserve Master Account, which gives them a lot of access to payments internationally. If they get that bank charter, they would be the first tech company to become a bank with all the privileges that come with it. So Sal over here brings something up. Says, that could definitely cause a squeeze on XRP supply, and if not altogether a freeze, because they're going to want to capitalize that bank, right? And what else would they capitalize it with other than XRP for the flows, right? The flows of value. So that could create a major, immense, and quick spike in the value of XRP. It's possible. Everything's in place for that to happen. That's not even considering the ETF approvals or reductions in interest rates or anything else. It's just that one thing alone, looking at it from that point of view. So I think he makes a pretty good point here. So I'll let you hear it from his words. But I think he has a point. I think this could be something major. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Till next time. Adios, amigos.
Biggest XRP catalyst that you think will happen? The banking license, one, sure, for Ripple. Obviously, we've already seen quite a few, but there's also involvement in potentially a SWIFT movement in terms of cross-border payments. What would be your catalyst that you think would move the market?
I think those are both catalysts. I think that it's hard to say. If they get approved as a bank and then announce they're not going to sell any more XRP onto the market because they want to capitalize the bank, I think that would be an enormous impetus for price. That's gigantic. But then I think as SWIFT breaks down and ISO 222, I think that they're not projecting SWIFT to use it for a few years yet to be totally compliant with that. Whereas I think that when Ripple flips all the switches and all these NDAs they talk about come alive, and when you start seeing banks announce, we did this much on the blockchain ledger in terms of moving your money, and we did this much on SWIFT, and the SWIFT is going down and blockchain's going up. I think that's a big deal. And there's another point to be made here for the economy as a whole. Most people don't understand that banks have to keep capital in both places. If you want to send money from Miami to Tokyo, banks have to have money in Tokyo and money in Miami under the current system. That all goes away. All that capital is going to be freed up with the blockchain. That's going to burnish the bank's balance sheets even more. But more so, they're going to be able to loan money. They're going to be able to finance their trading desks. It's going to open up so much capital to economic growth in general around the globe. It's a wonderful thing. The blockchain is literally going to open up value because it's going to unlock a lot of frozen money on the bank's balance sheets. And that's really important. Nobody seems to be talking about that.